What's good, people? How's it going? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, please do subscribe down below, smash the like, hit the bell. Those things help out a lot. YouTube's not been notifying people when we upload, so make sure you hit the bell. Anyway guys, we got a dope episode for you today. It's all about organic versus synthetic fertilizers. A lot of people are either on one side of the fence or the other side of the fence, but there's no reason for that. So today we're going to break down all the differences. And there's a huge question that a lot of growers ask: can I mix organic and synthetic nutrients? Well, we're actually going to break that down at the end of the video, so make sure you stay till the end. But which side of the fence are you on when it comes to organic and synthetics? Drop a comment down below and let me know. Before I get into the pros and cons, I want to find out what you think and where you're at. So just drop a comment: organic or synthetic. Easy stuff. Organic nutrients help to feed the myriad of organisms that build healthy soil, and they're also much better for the environment. However, synthetic fertilizers can bring deficient plants back from the brink. So we're going to look at the pros and cons of both and break it down so that you can make a decision when it comes to which one you want to grow with. But before we get into that, guys, I just want to let you know we had a dope Talking Loud podcast episode yesterday with Lover of the Sticky Nugs. Homie Jake is a great grower. He's growing a lot of fire on his page, so definitely check him out and check out that podcast episode because he drops a load of knowledge on us and how he grows those sticky nugs. So if you like sticky nugs, that's definitely something you should check out. And also, guys, we got a bunch of merch on our website. If you want to cop some dope merch, then definitely check out our website. And we're also sending out testers to everyone that cops merch from our website, just as a way of saying thank you for supporting us, man. You know, YouTube doesn't monetize channels like ours, so your love and support really helps to get us through. Thank you, fam. And if you need any sort of grow equipment, Mars Hydro's got you covered. You can save cash on everything on their website using the discount code ICANTHC. So definitely check it out, fam. You don't want to miss that. And they've actually got a dope sale running right now, so check it out and don't miss out. You can get savings on top of savings with the discount code. Win, 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 right? Now, without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Yes, guys, now every living organism, including your plants and you, needs some sort of nutrients. But you're not confined to a single source when taking care of your crop. Debate around organic and synthetic fertilizer rages on within our community. So in today's episode, we're going to break down the pros and cons of each type to help you choose the best option for your growing situation. Because everyone's growing situation is different. Now we'll start off with organics. Is organic flour better? Growing organic flour involves no synthetic chemical inputs. Instead, growers use manure, compost, plant teas, guano, foliar sprays, and that sort of stuff to feed their plants. This method produces less of an impact on the environment and helps to preserve soil. Some emerging evidence and research also suggests that organic flour might produce more terpenes and therefore taste better, but this is yet to be proven. So what exactly are the benefits of organic nutrients when it comes to growing? Organic versus synthetic, like which one actually reigns supreme? Well, to figure that out, you gotta look at the pros and cons of each. Whether you're growing in pots or no-till beds, organic nutrients can do wonders for your plants. Many cultivators also like organic nutrients because they're easy to make at home. They're packed with organic matter, and that not only helps to keep your plants fed, but they also serve as a vital food source for the beneficial microbes in that soil. And a healthy soil food web allows for healthy plants and productivity to surge. But let's dig a little deeper into this. What are the advantages of organics? Well, organics are packed with key nutrients. Organic fertilizer is rich in macro and micronutrients that plants need to survive. Manure contains good amounts of nitrogen to fuel leafy growth, potassium to ferry water. Lots of organic fertilizers contain good amounts of nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus, which are good for all stages of growth. Good quality composts are also loaded with vital micronutrients such as magnesium, calcium, manganese, sulfur, and even iron. Organic options contain more diverse nutrients than synthetic forms. This gives plants access to a host of nutrients that they need to survive. And that won't only increase yields, but it'll also help them fight off pests and diseases more effectively. Now, organics also enhance microbial life. Organic nutrients such as worm castings, compost, chicken manure, horse manure, seaweed, bone meal, and wood chips. There are a lot of options, guys. They drastically enhance the beneficial microbial life. These materials decompose over time thanks to specialized bacteria and fungi, and in turn this process starts the cycling of carbon and nitrogen within the plant. It also creates an active organic matter that feeds all the organisms, including bacteria, fungi, and nematodes within the soil. Healthy populations of these life forms can help plants thrive, and some of them even form symbiotic relationship with the plant. And we speak about symbiotic relationships all the time, so definitely check out our previous videos if you haven't already. Now, organics also improve soil structure. An abundance of soil microorganisms create better soil structure. Lifeless soil takes on a dusty, dry appearance and easily erodes during heavy rainfall or water. But soil that's packed with life becomes spongy, firm, and more immune to erosion. Bacteria creates biofilms over the soil that glue particles together. Well-structured soil also allows water to flow through really nicely. As the water flows, it actually creates a vacuum that pulls in oxygen and creates an aerobic environment, which is good because a lot of disease-causing microbes can't thrive in those conditions. Now, with organics, you also get less nutrients nutrient runoff. Microbes create better soil aggregations, so the growing medium develops better capacity to hold water. This helps to keep a lot of the nutrients in that soil. That also means there's less nutrient waste. Slow release properties of organic nutrients means much less goes to waste. Microbes work super hard to chomp and shred and digest that material into beautiful soil filled with nutrients that's accessible to your plants. Organic nutrients feed plants for a much longer period than synthetic, and they require fewer applications to get the job done. Now, a lot of growers say that organics also enhance the flavor and aroma of your flower. Now, every flower has a distinct flavor and smell, but organic nutrients may help to boost terpene levels by fostering thriving populations of mycorrhizal fungi. And we speak about mycorrhiza all the time on this channel, so if you don't know what it is, check out our previous videos. Like I keep saying, maybe you should just subscribe. Have you even subscribed yet? Anyway, with organics, there's also less of a chance of burning due to overfeeding. Growers that use synthetic nutrients often run into issues with overfeeding. Beginners especially are prone to adding an excess of nutrients to their plants and ending up with burnt, crispy, fried plants. They're plants, not chicken. But with organic nutrients, guys, because they're bound up in the organic matter, they take longer to become plant available. This slow release mechanism helps to eliminate the risk of nitrogen burn and other nutrient overloads that can damage foliage, affect growth, and reduce yields. A nutrient burn can happen to anyone, not just beginners. I've actually burnt my plants to a crisp recently, so check out my Instagram if you haven't already. Now, perhaps one of the biggest pros for going organic for a lot of people is the fact that it's sustainable and renewable. Organic nutrients are better for the planet in most ways, especially for those obtained from your own home. Think about it. Instead of having plastic bottles shipped to you back and forth, the cost of shipping, all that stuff, you can just use your garden waste and kitchen scraps. Instead of sending those scraps off to the landfill, you can convert it into nutrient-rich compost. Even collecting manure from local farms and wood chips from plant shops can put a limit in the amount of waste produced, and you can use that to make nice dank nugs. Now, it's not all fun and games, guys, because there are downsides of organic nutrients, and I'm gonna put some of those up on screen for you now. A lot of organic nutrients are slow release, but that can become a problem when you need nutrients fast. In cases of nutrient deficiency, you may need to add something quickly to correct the issue. Nutrients that are tied up in organic fertilizers like manure and worm castings can take a while to become available to the plants, so you can't simply just add them as a top dressing or as a mulch layer and expect your crop to recover, because that ain't gonna work. But you can use stuff like compost teas and liquid seaweed for quicker uptake to correct any deficiencies. Now, organics can also attract pests. Adding layers of mulch to your soil can protect the growing medium and the bacteria living in there, but they can also become a paradise for pests, so be careful. Slugs, ants, and all those stuff love that. Now, when you're using organics, you always inherently run the risk of bringing contaminated batches of compost, manure, or any of that stuff into your garden, and those can be loaded with pest eggs, fungus, gnats, lots of bad stuff. So sometimes you need to be super selective. I've had issues myself where I've brought on bags of stuff and they've had like infestations upon infestations, guys. It's not fun. You don't want to end up in that situation. Trust me, guys, you don't want that. Thinking about it makes me sick. Now, another disadvantage with organics can be the cost. Costs of all these different bags of fertilizers can add up, and together these products are usually more expensive than synthetic alternatives. So like I said, a lot of growers may brew compost teas to try to combat this, or even just use their own kitchen waste, which is a fantastic option for compost. Now, organics can be harder to apply sometimes. Sure, you can find organic nutrients in the form of pellets that are easy to apply, but sometimes growers are lucky enough to grab a big bag of manure from the farmer down the road. But you better roll up your sleeves and grab a rake, because to apply that to an outdoor crop can take some work, especially if you're growing over a large area. Now, a big one is that the nutrient contents can fluctuate when it comes to organics. Compost, manure, and other organic fertilizers aren't perfectly dosed like synthetic options. One handful of compost can have a much different NPK profile, for example, than another handful. Although this doesn't cause a problem most of the time, given the slow release nature of organic nutrients, it can stump some growers who are used to the more exact ratios. And a lot of organic fertilizer may use filler. So that bat guano or worm castings you got may have some filler in it and may not be as pure as you thought, and that can affect the NPK ratios. Now, perhaps the biggest disadvantage is the slower breakdown, especially in colder climates. Organic nutrients aren't of much use if they don't break down. If you live in a colder climate, you might find that it takes quite some time for freshly added amendments to integrate into the soil. So organics can be great, but they can also cause some problems, and that's where the synthetics come in. So let's jump over to the synthetics. Now, synthetic nutrients are man-made. Synthetic nutrients contain the minerals that are important for plant growth in a form that's instantly available to your plants. That's a big plus. Synthetic fertilizers are usually manufactured to contain specific ratios of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, and these NPK values are usually labeled on the bottle. A lot of synthetic fertilizers also have micronutrients like zinc, iron, calcium, and magnesium, which is good for plants as well. So let's look at some of the advantages of the bottle nudes. Because organic growers are quick to turn their nose up at these synthetic nutrients, but there are actually some benefits too, and I'm gonna put those up on screen now. First off, you got more control control over dosing. Synthetic nutrient formulas offer precise dosing. Whereas organic preparations can fluctuate in NPK values, synthetic nutrients contain no organic matter or fillers and instead provide a pure source of macronutrients and micronutrients. This makes for precise and consistent dosing and minimizes nutrient deficiencies. It's also super convenient. Synthetic nutrients are super easy to use. They come in various forms including liquid, pellet, and granule and are almost always water soluble. All you gotta do is follow the manufacturer instructions on the back of the bottle. But I always suggest starting off with coil strength. You don't want to burn the plants. Now another big advantage of synthetics is that it quickly fixes nutrient deficiencies. Synthetic nutrients aren't bound up in manure, compost, or worm castings. They are free form, and this means that the plants can uptake them as soon as you feed them to the plant. This reason alone, synthetic nutrients are a superior option when it comes to correcting nutrient deficiencies. They enable growers to tackle the issue as soon as the symptoms arise without having to wait weeks for organic nutrients to break down as the deficiencies become even more severe and painful. Now synthetic nutrients can also be cheaper. Unless you manage to land a heap of organic fertilizer for free, synthetic nutrients are much cheaper outright. You can purchase liquids and pellets at a minimal cost, especially if you're growing on a smaller scale. But it's not all fun and games because there are some disadvantages as well. So I'll put those up on screen for you now. Synthetic fertilizers may reduce soil fertility. Synthetic fertilizers help to nourish plants in the short term, but they can reduce the fertility of your soil over time. The salts present in these formulas can irritate and kill the beneficial microorganisms that make up the soil food web. Although your plants are receiving vital nutrients that they need, the microbes that they depend on will eventually decrease in numbers. As you know, plants don't depend on nutrients alone to survive. These little critters play an important role in preventing disease and improving that soil structure. Now with synthetics, you got to apply them regularly. Whereas organic fertilizers break down slowly over time, synthetics are either used up or quickly leach from the soil. This means that growers need to apply and reapply them more regularly to meet the nutritional demands of their plants. Not only does this increase cost over time, but the soil microbiology can take a beating over a single growing season. So just something to think about. Definitely need to exercise care when feeding your plants with synthetic nuts. If you don't read the instructions with a clean eye, you can fall victim to overfeeding. And like I said, I overfed my plants just recently and it was not fun. We lost 3 of them. Bruh. Anyway guys, I don't want to think about it, so let's move on. With synthetics, you can also get nutrient buildup. Overfeeding can lead to a soil buildup that throws the soil pH out of balance. Soil-grown plants thrive at a pH of 6 to 7. Synthetic fertilizers actually have a tendency to acidify the topsoil, so to prevent this, you'll need to take frequent readings with a pH tester and maybe use pH-altering products when you need to. Now, a huge downside of synthetics for a lot of growers is that it can damage the environment. Synthetic fertilizers don't just damage the life in the local soil. Through runoff and erosion, especially with big outdoor commercial grows, these chemicals can make their way into the groundwater and nearby waterways. Here, these pollutants inflict harm on aquatic ecosystems where they reduce the oxygen contents of rivers, streams, and kill fish and other organisms, so it's not that fun. But all that said, we got a big question to answer. Can you combine organic and synthetic fertilizer? What do you guys think? Before I let you guys know what I think, what do you guys think? Drop a comment down below. Can you mix the two or not? Me personally, I think absolutely you can. Both organic and synthetic fertilizers have unique benefits, and you can use one to fill in where the other lacks. Because synthetic fertilizers can damage the soil life when used for a long period, I suggest using the benefits of organic nutrients and supplementing them with non-organic when needed. Growers that depend on only organic nutrients can run into trouble if their plants start to display signs of deficiency. This can arise due to lack of overall nutrients or because their mulches are still in the process of breaking down. Cultivators can use non-organic fertilizers in these situations to rescue their crops without actually depending on them long term or doing harm to their grow environment or the environment beyond. So guys, when it really comes down to it, there's no need to think in absolutes. We often view it as a black and white argument of organic, synthetic, we're on one side or the other side, but it doesn't need to be that way. You can simply do what you want to do organically, but utilize the benefits of synthetic nutrients when you need to. That way you get the best of both worlds, and you can quickly correct those nutrient deficiencies. So smash the like for that, and don't forget to drop a comment down below and hit that bell. But first, check out this video right here, and this video right here, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace fam!